Assalamu alaikum. This is Mohammad Singh welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. A Chief Adviser Professor Muhammad Yunus emphasizes on research and identifying problems in deep sea. Election Commission to be strict enforcing code of conduct, says EC Sanullah while appeals against cancellation of candidature accepted for second day. Over 15 lakh persons registered from home and abroad to vote through postal ballot. A political tension between Bangladesh and India not to leave impact on the country's economy and trade, a Commons finance advisor. A government takes master plan to protect environment and ecology of St. Martin's Island, says environment advisor. People of different classes and procession, including BNP leaders and activists, flock to pay tribute at Begum Khalajia's grave. Nicolas Maduro claims himself prisoner of war and pleads not guilty in U.S. court, while Delcy Rodriguez sworn in as interim president of Venezuela. And Rangpur Riders top points table beating Chattogram rolls by 5 wickets in BPL. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. A Chief Adviser Professor Muhammad Yunus underscored the need for extensive research and in deep sea and identification of challenges to ensure proper utilization of vast marine resources. He put the emphasis as a concerned committee submitted a survey and research report made by the research vessel RV Fridtjof Nansen on marine fisheries resources and ecosystems to him at a meeting at the State Guest House Jamuna this morning. A Fisheries and Livestock Advisor for Raater, Chief Advisor's Special Envoy on International Affairs Lutfi Siddiqui, Chittagong University Institute of Marine Science Professor Dr. Saidur Rahman Chaudhuri and Assistant Director of Fisheries Department Dr. Muhammad Abdullah Al-Mamun were present at the meeting. Noting that Bangladesh has an equal amount of water area as its land area, the Chief Advisor said, we have to ensure effective use of this resource. For that, adequate research and policy support will be needed, Professor Yunus said. He further emphasized coordinating joint marine research initiative with Japan, Indonesia, and the Maldives. The Chief Advisor said, we must clearly identify the problems and coordinate research with experts who possess specialist knowledge. Through this process, new horizons of economy will open up. The survey was carried out from August 21 to September 21 last year by a team of 25 scientists from 8 countries, including 13 Bangladeshi researchers. Presenting the findings, Professor Saidur Rahman informed the meeting that the research identified the existence of 65 new aquatic species in Bangladesh's marine waters. The population of jellyfish in the deep sea in Bangladesh has increased excessively, he said, adding this is a sign of imbalance. This occurred due to overfishing. Professor Saidur Rahman also highlighted the alarming discovery of plastic waste even at depths of 2,000 meters, calling it a matter of deep concern. A comparison with the 2018 study revealed a significant decline in large fish population in deep sea areas, while fish stocks in shallow waters are decreasing at an even more alarming rate. According to the findings, around 270 to 280 large fishing trawlers operate in deep-sea fishing, of which about 70 use sonar-based targeted fishing methods. This is a very aggressive method. It benefits those who catch large fish in the deep sea, but severely harms fishers who catch fish in shallow water. A fisheries and livestock advisor for Raater said, if targeted fishing continues like this, there is a risk that the Bay of Bengal will be devoid of fish. The government will decide on sonar fishing. The research also revealed that there is an abundance of tuna fish in deep sea fishing in Bangladesh and that there is potential for this. The study identified a fishing nursery beneath the Shongbad. The government has already issued instructions to ensure the protection of this nursery area. The meeting was also informed that the United Kingdom's Royal Navy is in the process of handing over a multi-role hydrographic and oceanographic survey vessel HMS Enterprises to the Bangladesh Navy. The vessel will support seabed mapping, depth measurement, and marine data collection, which help enhance Bangladesh's marine research and capacity. Today is the second day of the appeal process for aggrieved candidates seeking to regain their candidacy in the 13th National Parliamentary Election. For the second consecutive day, aggrieved candidates are submitting appeals against the decisions of returning officers. On the first day of appeals, 42 applications were submitted to the Election Commission. Appeals will be accepted until January 9. The Commission will dispose of the appeals between January 10 and January 18. The deadline for the withdrawal of candidacy has been set for January 20. According to Election Commission data, returning officers rejected the nomination papers of 723 candidates after scrutiny. This has brought the number of valid candidates to 1,842. As part of the election schedule, voting in the 30th National Parliamentary Election will be held on February 12. Stating that there is no fear about the upcoming national elections, Election Commissioner retired Brigadier General Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanullah said, the Election Commission will perform its duties with transparency, impartiality and firmness, and all necessary measures have been taken to maintain law and order at the field level. He said, its implementation will be visible at the field level as the Commission will take a strict stance on political parties and candidates in adhering to the Code of Conduct. He told journalists after a view exchange meeting with law enforcement agencies of Greater Chattogram on the occasion of the parliamentary elections and referendum at the Chattogram Circuit House today. Election Commissioner Sanullah said, the security system of Greater Chattogram has been reviewed again. Security-sensitive issues have been identified and potential risks and measures have been determined. Addressing media persons, he said, it is the great responsibility of the media to present the right information at the right time. A journalist can play an important role in preventing misinformation and rumors. Earlier, Election Commissioner Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanullah also exchanged views with the Vigilance and Observation team. He said, a vested quarters may try to cause various incidents among minorities centering the elections. We need to remain vigilant on that. Divisional Commissioner Dr. Muhammad Jiauddin, DIG of Chattogram Range Hassan Habib Palash, Deputy Commissioner Muhammad Jahidul Islam Mia, Superintendent of Police Nazir Ahmed Khan were also present at the meeting. The deadline for registration to vote in the parliamentary election and referendum by postal ballot from both within the country and abroad has ended. The registration period concluded at 12 midnight on January 5. According to the Election Commission, a total of 15,33,682 people registered to vote. Of them, 7,61,140 registered from within the country. Among this, 5,75,200 are government employees. In addition, 6,283 inmates registered to vote from prisons. Among expatriates, the highest number of registration came from Saudi Arabia, totaling 239,186. Expatriates living in 123 countries registered to cast their votes through postal ballots. The International Crimes Tribunal has set January 12 as the date for delivering its order and the formal framing of charges against former Prime Minister Ansul Haq and Salman F. Rahman in connection with the July mass uprising of 2024. The charges include 5 allegations, such as assisting in killing by imposing curfew and holding meetings with businessmen at the Gonabhavan. The order was passed today by International Crimes Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Majumdar, following a hearing of the defense. The same tribunal testimony is also scheduled in a case involving the killing of 2 people, including the shooting of Amir Hussain while he was hanging from a cornice in Rampura in the capital. Meanwhile, International Crimes Tribunal 2 has set January 11 as the date to begin defense testimony in a case over the killing of 7 people, including the burning of 6 bodies in Ashulia during the July mass uprising. Although permission was granted for 2 witnesses per accused in the case, a total of 5 people, including 3 accused, will testify. In the morning, a total of 18 arrested accused in these cases were produced before the tribunal. A finance advisor, Dr. Salahuddin Ahmed, has said that the ongoing political tensions between Bangladesh and India will have no impact on the country's economy and trade. He made the remarks today while speaking to journalists after a meeting of the Advisory Committee on Government Purchase at the Secretariat. The advisor said that the recent political strain between the 2 countries is centering on the inclusion of Bangladesh cricketer Mustafizur Rahman from the Indian Premier League will not affect Bangladesh's economic and commercial activities. Dr. Salahuddin Ahmed also said that the separation of the National Board of Revenue would be implemented during the tenure of the interim government. The government has undertaken a master plan to protect the environment and ecosystem of St. Martin's Island. Environment advisor Syed Rizwan Hassan said the initiative aims to ensure regulated tourism while creating alternative livelihood opportunities for the island's residents. She made the remarks today while speaking at a workshop held at a hotel in the capital. United Nations Development Programme UNDP arranged the event. Representatives from government and development organizations, as well as delegates from St. Martin's Island, participated in it. The environment advisor said the government's primary objective is to restore the island to its original condition, mentioning that saving the island would also safeguard people and biodiversity. Pointing out that a vested quarter is exploiting the island for commercial gain, Syed Rizwan Hassan said, St. Martin's is a unique island and a strong political commitment is needed to protect it. A large number of people continue to visit the grave of former Prime Minister and Bangladesh Nationalist Party Chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia on the 7th day of her burial. Begum Zia was held to rest on December 31st next to the grave of her husband, Shahid President Ziaur Rahman, at the Zia Udyan in Sher-e-Bangla Nagar. Since the day after the burial, thousands of people from different parts of the country have been gathering at the site to pay their respects to their beloved leader. Activists and leaders of the BNP and its various front and associate organizations were seen queuing up at the gravesite, arriving from different areas of the capital Dhaka and far-flung districts of the country. The crowds are not limited to just party members. General people from various walks of life are also attending to lay wreaths and offer flowers. The common people who come to pay their respects offer special munajat for the salvation of the soul of Begum Khaleda Zia. Additionally, A continuous recitation of the Holy Quran is taking place at one side of the burial ground. A dua mahfil was held at the Mosque of Bangladesh Television, Chattogram Center, after Asr prayer today on the death of former Prime Minister and BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. It highlighted Begum Khaleda Zia's colorful political life and various issues she took for the welfare of the country and the nation. BNP Foreign Affairs Subcommittee member Ishraful Khosru Mahmood Chaudhry, Btv-Chattogram Center General Manager Muhammad Imam Hussain, News Editor Muhammad Jahidul Islam, Music Artist Abdul Manan Rana and Farid Bongobashi, Justice Chattogram City Unit Member Secretary Mamunur Rashid Shipon, Islamic speaker Maulana Munirul Islam Rafiq, politicians and activists participated in the occasion. Prayers were offered for the forgiveness of the departed soul of Begum Khaleda Zia in the Mahfil. Chattogram City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain called upon the wealthy persons on the society, socio-political organizations and corporate institutions to stand by the cold-stricken people in the city. He made this call while distributing winter clothes among the workers of the Conservancy Department at the initiative of the City Corporation in the city's Jamiatul Falah Jami Mosque premises today. The mayor said many people lose their lives every year due to lack of winter clothes. There is no alternative to collective social initiative to overcome this reality. The mayor handed over winter clothes to 410 conservancy workers of 41 wards of the city. The Chief Conservancy Officer of the City Corporation Captain Ikhtiaruddin Ahmed Chaudhry, Deputy Chief Conservancy Officer Pranab Kumar Sharma, Malaria and Mosquito Control Officer Muhammad Shariful Islam Mahi and other concerned persons were present on the occasion. The Feni District Nationalist Forum, Chattogram Unit, organized a recitation from Quran and Dua Mahfil to pray for the eternal peace of BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia. The event was organized at Agrabad in the city today. In a short discussion meeting before the Milad, the speakers of the forum reminiscent about Begum Khaleda Zia's colorful political and career life. Jafar Alam, the president of the Feni District Nationalist Forum Chattogram Unit, presided over, while the forum's general secretary Nurul Absarut Tawhid, a forum advisor Mafizul Haq Bhunya, Abdul Manan Rabil Haq Shimul, Rafiqul Islam, Yaqub Chaudhry, Humayun Kabir Chaudhry and other leaders addressed the event. Now, international news. Delcy Rodriguez, a formerly Venezuela's vice president, has been formally sworn in to lead the South American country following the arrest of Nicolas Maduro in a United States military operation. On Monday, Rodriguez appeared before Venezuela's National Assembly to take her oath of office. Speaking before the legislative body, composed largely of government loyalists, Rodriguez reaffirmed her opposition to the military attack that led to the capture and removal of Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. A former labor lawyer, Rodriguez has been serving as acting president since the early morning attack that resulted in the arrest. Explosions were reported before dawn on Saturday in the capital, Caracas, as well as at nearby Venezuelan military bases and some civilian areas. Monday's swearing-in ceremony was overseen by Rodriguez's brother, the president of the National Assembly, George Rodriguez, and Maduro's son, Nicolas Maduro Guerra, who held a copy of the Venezuelan constitution. Other members of Maduro's inner circle, including Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello and Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino, were also in attendance. The ceremony took place as Maduro, her predecessor and former boss, faced an arraignment proceeding in a New York City courthouse. The federal prosecutors in the U.S. have charged Maduro with 4 counts related to allegations he leveraged government powers to export thousands of tons of cocaine in North America. The charges include narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, the legal possession of machine guns and other destructive devices, and conspiracy to possess such guns and devices. Maduro and his wife have pleaded not guilty to the charges, and their allies, including Rodriguez, have denounced the pair's abduction as a violation of international law, as well as Venezuelan sovereignty. In court on Monday, Maduro maintained or remained the rightful leader of Venezuela, saying, "I'm still president." The administration of U.S. President Donald Trump, however, has signaled that it plans to work with Rodriguez for the time being, though Trump himself warned that her tenure as president could be cut short should she fail to abide by U.S. demands. A day earlier, in a televised address announcing the attack, Trump has said his administration plans to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. A powerful 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck western Japan, although no tsunami warning was issued, the Japan Meteorological Agency said. The quake hit the eastern part of Shimane Prefecture at 10:18 a.m. local time on Tuesday at a depth of about 10 kilometers. No casualties have been reported so far. Aftershocks measuring at lower magnitudes were also reported, according to a Kyodo news agency. No abnormalities were detected at the Shimane nuclear power plant in Matsu following the initial quake, said operator Chugoku Electric Power Company. Authorities also halted bullet train services in western Japan due to a power outage, while operation of the Senyu Shinkansen line were suspended between Okayama and Hiroshima stations.